Tons. Cheers, Feeney. What are you drinking?
Today I'm drinking Casamigos Añejo, which is George Clooney's tequila, but it's the Añejo one, so it's been aged in oak for 12 to 14 months.
That sounds like a weird mix with a tequila. Tequila isn't very oaky. It's more, like fajita.
Well, but tequila is made from that Oaxaca plant, which a lot of times when they make mezcal, it's underground, so that's smoky and stuff. But this is like Blanco tequila is the clear tequila. Anytime you have like darker tequilas, those are añejos. Those are ones that it's got the color because it was aged in the wood, the oak.
And I am polishing off the bottle.
You're drinking the backwash of a Jim Beam leader. It's truly a perfect fucking drink for you. If they served the Brendan at a bar, it would be that. It would just be the last rim of a honey jack.
Yeah,
that would be a cool idea for a bar to like have like, just like a white, there is like trash bar and trailer bar where it's like, people are like, it's all white trash stuff, but that'd be fun to serve like a full cocktail or drink, whatever it is, but only make it like, again, in a giant bottle. So it looks like they got to like swig the rest of it.
That's kind of cool. Oh, Brendan, you should open a bar called the Sneaky Raccoons, and everything is just like a trash serving. Like you sell garbage plates, so it's all like hangover food and like swill drinks. Oh my god, your fucking face.
Why did your tongue come out of your mouth?
Yeah, it looks like you were about to catch it in your mouth.
You look like you were doing an impression.
It started making this weird sound. I was like, and then it started sliding. I've never heard that before in my life.
It looked like the exact face you made in the Comedians in Cars when you went.
That was a truly shocked face.
But when I think I'm gonna drop something, I feel like I think I want to catch it with my tongue or something. I always stick my tongue out.
We notice.
In clear raccoon fashion.
Yeah, well, welcome everybody to another episode of What's the Scenario, our Patreon exclusive podcast with me, myself, Mike Cannon, my co-hosts.
Mike Feeney, here from my the new apartment we got rid of the
Penthouse.
Astoria one. Had to move to Manhattan, man. It just felt like Queens enough was enough. It's getting crazy out there. So this seems nice enough removed from, the refuge.
How are you able to afford moving?
Well,
unemployment.
It's funny that you should ask. Yeah, my unemployment numbers are wildly.
He's making $4,000 a week on unemployment. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's an oversight. There's like 3 extra zeros every week. I haven't told anybody.
It's the opposite for me. They keep just direct depositing $600 every once in a while. There's no uniform fashion to it. I don't know when it's coming in. I'm claiming at the same time every single week, and then sometimes it shows up.
I haven't even been able to get a hold of them.
You know what I found out I could do today? You can send them an email through where you file claims.
The portal.
So I actually sent them an email today because I spent most of the day trying to call the governor's office and unemployment. And you go through the whole thing only for it to be like, I'm sorry, we have wait times of up to 90 minutes, so goodbye. Like, it doesn't even say, like, wait on hold.
It doesn't even let you wait?
Yeah. They're like, sorry, this is going to be too long for both of us.
Yeah. We have wait times for 90 minutes, and you don't want to wait that long.
Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and get out?
It's because every time Feedy got through, he'd be like, hey, is this the governor?
Yeah. You've reached the governor, innit?
I've been trying to call the governor's office for the better part of a moon.
Trying to get some quid, huh? Trying to get some quid, yeah?
I'm trying to get some extra quid in my pocket. Well, this isn't
Brendan
usually what we do on the show. And Brendan Sagalow.
I'm here, too.
Hey, Brendan, what's the scenario?
Let's get right into it.
You want to do one of mine, or do you want to do one of the...
Let's jump in with one of yours, and then we'll go to the patrons.
Okay. If you could go back and undo one thing you did, what would you do? that was the one that when we were doing the live one, I was like, this one's too real.
Yeah, maybe in front of, you don't want to say it in front of strangers who
if you can go back and undo something that you did, what would
I got
you
a good personal terrible one.
Okay.
I've told this story on Irish Goodbye, and it's the worst thing I've ever done to my father. Do you remember, Mike?
No.
It was I spit in my dad's face in the middle of an argument when we were on vacation in California. We were in a huge fight. Yeah, dude. I fucking
is so white trash, dude.
No, I fucking
hold on. I'd like to say a big fuck you to Feeney for all the years of dad abuse I've taken, and this kid's a scumbag gleeking in his fucking poor dad's face.
Oh, it wasn't a gleek. It was like it was
a loogie, even worse.
No, it wasn't a loogie though. It was
gloogie.
It was just
What was the argument?
I mean, about I'm sure purely nothing.
I get wetter.
I can't even remember. And then he got so enraged after that. He was chasing me around the hotel room, and I would like jump on the bed, then jump to the next bed, and then he would like chase me, and then I'd jump out. Like he was just narrowly missing me, but I only had like a hotel room to run around in circles. So I was like, it was just deaking and stuff. It was a really bad fight that we got into.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so did he ever catch you?
No. I was too spry. I was very.
So what happened? He just caught his breath for a while and just said how disappointed he was while a fucking loogie dripped off his chin.
We just continued screaming at one another, and then
how big was this hotel room?
What?
Yeah, that's also a good question, Brendan, because I was going to say, where were you running? In the hotels my family got for vacation, I'd hop from one twin bed to the other.
That's what I was doing. That's what I'm saying. And then back to the floor. Decapitated. And then back to the floor, around the dresser, back on the bed, down to the floor, back around the bed, around the dresser. It was just it was nowhere to run.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get the
scumbaggy, man. To fucking, your dad's just saying something to your face like, you can't go downstairs. You got to finish your fucking meal. But
no, this was like, it escalated way more than that. Like it got to like, it was like almost to blows, and that was like the way to like, to like end the fight and be like, fuck you. It was like,
I'm gonna give Feeney a taste of his own medicine.
It was the
oh God, I'm gonna hug myself out of discomfort. Wow, overshare, pal.
Oh yeah. No, but you see, you guys were all laughing before that, so that's how it's.
Yeah, I know, because because it's absurd. That's the point. Is you can laugh at things that are absolutely horrifying because of how absurd they are.
Well, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah,
I can. He's a scumbag.
We were in like a 12-hour fight from that, and then I eventually apologized. I felt bad immediately, but didn't apologize until the next day because I was.
Oh man, I love the immediate apologize when you know you did something wrong, where you're like, I'm sorry.
No, this was I knew I was wrong immediately, but held it for like hours and hours and hours and just
that's pure pride where you're like, listen, I understand where I'm at in this argument, but you're gonna be fucking sitting on this for a while before you get an apology out of me.
Dude, and the worst part is like I said, we were on vacation. So like it like ruined the whole vacation.
I have never had a vacation with my family where there hasn't been a relationship altering fight.
Oh yeah.
Like there's always some momentous, huge thing where it's like, oh, well, we'll remember Wildwood because of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the picture. You said it was a 12-hour fight. And like minute one, you're like,
you're just gathering the loogie in the back of your throat.
I have to maintain it was not a loogie, because loogies is another. That's the only thing to make another level of disrespect. That's the only thing that could have made spitting in someone's face worse is loogieing in someone's face. This was just.
But as Ace Ventura 2 taught us, it also could be a sign of respect.
Yes. Although in this situation, it was
Bumblebee a tuna.
Yeah.
Bumblebee tuna. That's really funny, dude.
That's crazy.
I spit in someone's face that I kind of regret. It really didn't. It wasn't called for. It was like
it's never called for. That's why it's.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's the only thing you could do to make them punch you in the face, so you can then beat the fucking life out of them.
I however, spit in the guy's face and then punched him in the face.
Yeah, that's what you do. It's almost like a jab. Like you do it to blind them.
But like I went like. Pan.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what a jab is. It's the first pepper of a punch. It sets them back, and then you fucking unload a right cross to their chops.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that in college where, so first, it's so funny. This is just now becoming when we spit in people's faces. But I I took a.
I love that you both have also done that.
This is like I've had 10 moments in my life where I've spit in people's faces.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I am a Jerry Springer show of a human being.
Oh, yeah.
I am true trash, buddy. I can't express this enough. And each time you're just more surprised, and somehow you turn the spit judgment on me.
I keep trying to give you credit as a human.
You spit in your father's face.
You would have too if you could reach him.
I punched my father in the face like a real man.
Yeah, and then ran away. I know,
and I was on steroids. But I didn't really run. I just kind of backed out of the room quietly.
Pretty quickly.
Jumped into my 98 Malibu and fucking drove as fast as that shitbox would take me to Villanova. But no, in college, I remember there was like a 3-week stretch where I was just trying to beat everybody up on Geneseo State University campus. Like every time I went out, for whatever reason, I was in so much personal turmoil that I was just looking to scrap every single night. So there would be times where we'd be walking in campus and like another drunk group would be walking, and I'd of course find my way over there and shoulder check one of them, and it would be a thing, and all my friends would just be like, come on, man. Like they were just upstate herbs that didn't want to jump into a fight.
Guy.
Yeah, I was that guy. I was a piece of shit. I
always hated that guy. I would have hated you.
You know the guy I hate? The guy that spits in his father's face on vacation.
Still, nothing's worse.
That guy.
Nothing's worse than the guy.
There's plenty
guy
worse.
in the group who shoulder checks.
You know what's worse than that?
Fight.
Spitting in your father's face on vacation. It's the ultimate trump card. You can never judge me again.
Well, you punched your dad in the face, so that trumps.
Yeah, but he punched me first. So welcome to trash. But so in college, I like this one actually wasn't like me going out of my way. This was just two drunk idiot groups where they were yelling at us, we were yelling at them, and then it kind of closed in on itself. And this kid was one of those like, you know, probably went through puberty at like 11 because he was just muscular as shit, but 5'3" or 5'4", and he had a backwards hat on, of course, and he was just, you know, mouthing off, just constantly just saying shit. So finally we get to each other, and he's talking shit to my friends, and my friends are like, good night, sir. Like just, you know, try to walk around him, and I pull my hat backwards and go nose to nose with him, take a full hit of my cigarette, blow it in his face as like long and hard, and he just looked at me with not enough of a reaction, so I just went and spit in his face right after blowing a cigarette, and he was just like this, and then his friends yoked him and grabbed him and were like, let's get the fuck out. Like they for whatever reason scrambled, and he was like, he just spit in my face, and they're like, oh, no he didn't. Like they were like lying and defending me, or I don't know, I think they just didn't want what was eventually going to happen, you know, just a fucking full-on brawl, and who knows, we all would have gotten in trouble, I'm sure. But yeah, cigarette smoke followed by spit.
That's the best, dude.
But I would not take that back.
There's nothing better than the cigarette blow into someone's face. That's always the best.
Dude, it reminds me, I think I had like just watched American History X too, where he was like smoking the cigarette in the bathroom and then he blows it in the kid's face while they're picking on the fucking juggalo. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Eddie Furlong. So I was like, I was just sucking the bogues deep like Clive Owen and exhaling cancer into these fucking idiots' face.
Hell yeah.
And there's something, I think there's also the thing of like when you're blowing smoke in somebody's face, it looks like you're about to kiss them because you're like,
I mean,
so it's like
the guy's like, wait, I thought we were in a fight. Oh, we are in a fight.
I just blow the smoke. He's like, what? And then my lips just pierce through the smoke. That would be such a fun little magic trick. Just wah wah.
Yeah. Instead of Mike did spit on him, but he spit on his dick. He was like, all right, now take it out. Here we go.
I think the one thing I will say, the one thing that I actually would like to take back, and I think I've mentioned this on Irish Goodbye as well, where it's it's like a childhood memory that you think back on, and you just like, you get such douche chills of what you did and like what your behavior. Do you ever have those moments where like you think back to how you acted? I mean, probably spitting in your father's face is a good example of those.
Yeah.
Mine was certainly not as disrespectful, but you know, just
more trashy.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't trashy. But this was like, I think my dad had lost a lot of his money in the stock market, like while he was, it's like we went through several crashes of the stock market while we were a family. And I think this was one of them. So we just like happened to have a really light Christmas, right? And I remember being such a bitch about it because all I wanted was like aggressive rollerblades. And every point in my life when I wanted something like that, my parents would get me like almost that, but not really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just classic, like, oh, you want Jordans? We'll get you these Marshall Nikes, you know, like whatever, like that kind of shit, which is such a bitchy thing to complain about. But it's just, it's in a kid's brain.
You don't know better.
Yeah, you don't know better. So I remember I came down for Christmas and there was like nothing under the tree. Like, it was crazy. Like, all of us got like almost just a stack like this big of just wrapped whatever. And I was like, fuck this. Like, I had a 14-year-old meltdown and I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I only asked for one thing. You guys gave me a fucking book or whatever. Like, fuck this, blah, blah, blah. I absolutely
asked for one thing, just a $400 set of rollerblades.
No, they were $150 in fairness. So and this is what pisses me off, right? Is so the blades themselves were $150. And then what really is embarrassing is that my parents were like, well, you didn't even open what you got because we got you a gift certificate to Dick's to get your own fucking rollerblades, you idiot. So I had this I already had melted down. And then, of course, when I opened it, it was for like $145. So it was $5 short of the rollerblades I wanted. And they said, if you get anything, you have to get wrist guards and knee guards, and it all has to come out of this money. And I was like, so you're just making me get shitty rollerblades with shitty pads for less? Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I had a second meltdown where I was like, we're a bunch of poor people. This family we're losers. You're a fucking loser. I was like such a piece of shit.
See, now that's funny.
I was like George Young's mother in fucking Blow.
You just take the Christmas tree and you throw it out the window.
No, that was my dad the next year.
Sad.
Yeah. Shut
Funny,
up.
but sad.
God.
Funny, but sad.
No, sad is when you spit your fucking throat DNA into your father's eye.
I mean, you can keep trying to make that hurt me, but I mean, that's
you know what your dad should have done? He should have just went, like, just grabbed.
Yeah, dude.
Just Pac-Maned it right in your face. Yeah,
that would have scared the fuck out of me.
What? You
now
came
let's
from
find
my
out
body.
what your blood tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, imagine you just spit blood at your family.
Oh,
oof, gross.
All right, Brett. What have you done, Brendan?
I don't think I could beat any of those, but
I'm sure you can.
I had the spinning in a kid's face. There was a kid that just didn't deserve it. He like made fun of like we picked on him a lot, so he was resentful towards us. And then when we were on the bus, my buddy went home. He got off the bus, and then the kid was like, "Fuck you!" And I was like, he doesn't know I'm still on the bus, and that's my buddy. And I just walked up to him. I went, poof, and it was, and I'm sure that kid wants my fucking head.
Did he cry?
Still. No, but he was like, ah. And then there was this
he
girl.
just listens to you, to us and you on podcasts, and he's like, yeah, Brendan's getting what he deserves. Fucking bully piece of shit.
Yeah. He's not succeeding at all.
Doesn't feel so good now, does it?
Yeah. Oh, you're the butt of the jokes now, Brendan.
And this girl, who I later went on to have sexual relations with.
You raped her.
I raped her. No, but I wouldn't take that back.
That's one of my finer accomplishments.
We got off the bus together, and I was walking, and she was just like, wow, man. She just kept doing that, and I was like, what? And she's like, I didn't know you were that guy. Like, she said that to me. She was like, I didn't know that was you.
Oof. That must have pierced the fucking armor.
So,
you had sex with her then?
No, but like 6 years later.
She's like, you know what I couldn't stop thinking of while we were having sex? You spitting in that fella's face.
I was going to say, I'm having sex. You spit in her face during sex, right? That's the whole. No. That's what she was trying to.
Yeah, she's like, just midway through, she's like, "You're not gonna." You're like,
she thought you were like this dominant, like aggressive guy. So she saw you spit. She wanted a bad boy, and you were just like, "Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay?"
Does this hurt you as much as it hurts me?
Yeah. Is your heart tight?
I forgot the other one though, but there was another one. But let's move on.
let me go to the Patreon question. So we got our $20 wood tier man, Troyer. When performing, would you rather come a little with every joke that kills or shit a little with every bomb?
Well, come a little, obviously.
I would like to come when I
Because coming
kill.
feels great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
feels good.
And come most importantly, come doesn't have an odor like shit does.
Yeah, but here's the breakdown though. Is one, if you do well the whole set, you're gonna have like dried cum eventually in your pants, and then you got to do the whole ginger peel off the tip of your dick and potentially remove a couple layers of skin from your sensitive helmet. If you shit, maybe you don't bomb. Like, what if you just don't bomb?
Yeah, but you could be killing in a set and still have one joke bomb.
just a tag not do well, and you're like,
yeah,
you're gonna have a moment where you bomb, and you're also gonna be worried about
it's gonna ruin my life.
My pants,
and every time if I'm like, dude, if I crush, I'm gonna come everywhere. This is great.
Yeah, you gotta switch it. You gotta switch it because that makes it really hard to just.
Oh, would you rather
every time you bomb, you come, or every time you kill, you shit your pants?
That's how you get out of comedy. It's all of a sudden you start loving the bombs. You're like, yeah, I fucking hate this.
Yeah. They're like, hey man, are you okay? I saw that up there. I'm just fine.
Yeah.
Never been better.
Yeah. Someone just came their JFL audition. Yeah.
Dude, I've had both of these at Greenwich Village Comedy Club, which makes sense. But I once farted really loud on stage that the entire audience there heard it, because you're basically all sharing a coffin when you're in that fucking room. It's so tight. It's so small. And, when it's quiet, it's fucking quiet. So I farted once, like a dry, just cartoon, almost like a tuba thing. And everybody just looked at me and I go, did you all hear that? And they're like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, that was a real involuntary fucking sound that just exited my asshole. I apologize.
So funny, dude.
And it ended up working.
I've never loud farted on stage. I've had terrible gas where I was like, when you're sick.
Yeah,
you have that gas that just smells like dead bodies, and been like doing well on a set, but just like going like in between. I just
and you can watch the people in the front almost like start wilting like a flower, like all the joy in life is being suffocated.
Dude, the thing with Cannon's story, the thing with your story is that you have that story, but there's someone in that audience was like, I went to a stand-up show and I heard the guy fart.
Yeah, this comedian farted out of his ass and then proceeded to be fine with it.
Yeah.
I've never done that, but I did. I was at Broadway and I itched my balls because I wasn't doing it. There was like 6 people there and I was just talking to them and I just involuntarily just itched I just forgot that I was on stage.
Hand in your pants?
No, over my pants. I went like this.
I also thought it was inside his pants.
Imagine I was like,
well, you do that in the green room a lot, which is going to catch you, me too, at some point in your life. But
for sure.
I stopped doing that though.
Well, because we're not in green rooms.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in like 2 months.
You're doing it right now.
But I did that on stage over my pants. I did like the pinchy pinch.
Oh yeah, the pinch and squiggle.
Yeah, pinch and squiggle. And a lady in the front row went, "Did you just itch your balls?" And I went, "Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry." And it got a big laugh, and it was really fun.
I don't know. Sorry. I also split my pants at Greenwich Village Comedy Club, where I did like some fucking Dane Cookie and act out and Tiger King kicked up in the air and my whole backside of my pants split completely open.
No way.
Yeah, and at that point I think I did some sort of Ace Ventura thing where I was literally just like then opening my butt cheeks in front of the audience for the rest of the set.
Have you ever peed a little?
Yes.
On stage? No.
Neither have I. When was it, Mike? What happened?
I mean, it wasn't a drunk thing at all. It was one of those things where I had to piss the entire time. And it's just like when you're killing, sometimes your body just almost it not releases. That's not the right word, but it like unlocks a little bit. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh, it's like the one moment of complete anxiety free that I have all day. Sometimes when like a joke really smashes, it's like and so I pissed.
And then you like squeezed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it was a short squirt, and I instantly like looked down to see if it was visible, and I couldn't see it. But I think later on in the set, I asked the crowd if I had piss on my pants, and they were like, "What?" I'm like, "Forget it."
Yeah,
I just kept going.
It's a setup, I swear.
Yeah, I have more to this. All right, should I next scenario it?
Yeah.
All right. This is another good one from Troyer. What dog breed would you have as your I Am Legend companion?
Would have to be like a German Shepherd because you want an aggressive dog or a Rottweiler, just some like aggressive,
something
like,
that can keep up with you too.
Something that also has the grip strength, the bite strength. Like, you know how Rottweiler, they can bite and you can hold up a stick and they're just holding it from their jaw. You want something that could kill somebody if you needed to.
Yeah. I told that story on this podcast, right? My uncle's Rottweiler. Or did I just tell that to Brendan personally? So we'll get back to this really quick. My uncle Jimmy, who is like 6'5", 500 pounds, and he tried stand up twice, killed, and then quit the game. One of the funniest people ever, but he's also a sick, demented maniac. He's a cannon. So this is years and years ago when they lived in Levittown. Their next door neighbor owned a German Shepherd that wasn't well trained, and those dogs have to be trained. Like they thrive on discipline, and you have to create those type of like strict, almost Nazi-like.
I trained my German Shepherd for over a year. We had to go every single week to this dog training thing.
Well, and then you have to keep it up too. When you're not in class, you have to literally like run them through drills and shit like that. So this German Shepherd was constantly breaking out of their yard and like scaring the shit out of people in the neighborhood. And then one day he came out of the yard, ran up on my aunt and the baby, and fucking like bit my aunt and snapped at the baby. And they, I think my cousin was like maybe 3 to 6 months old at the time, like super fucking little and fragile. And so my uncle was, obviously beside himself and was like, okay, that's it. He had and this is like a couple run-ins with this dog. Like I said, there's been complaints all over the place. He had a Doberman that was like not a Doberman, I'm sorry. Would you say Rottweiler? Rottweiler, yeah, named Rocky, that was over 100 pounds, that when he would say, like, Rocky, come, the dog literally knocked down a fence to come to him. Like, it just went through a fence. So my uncle took the fucking Rottweiler to the neighbor's house, opened up the fence, and goes, Rocky, kill. And the fucking Rottweiler killed the German Shepherd.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. He's a fucking psychopath. This is true.
He didn't get sued?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it went. But I just remember that story.
Arrested?
I'm sure
that's trespassing. There's
a lot of problems there for sure. I have no idea. This is when I was like 6 years old. So it's like just the whole story itself is old as shit. I just remember my dad telling my mom, and my dad having that similar like almost like fun look on his face like I do, and my mom having the Feeny horrified face.
And yet you still love your mom more. So you see.
Well, my mom apologized.
Yeah, well, maybe one day I'll apologize. Not now.
I doubt it.
Know
what I saw on TikTok? This would be my dog. I saw a German Shepherd Golden Retriever mix.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was the coolest looking dog I've ever seen. It looks exactly like you think. Like, it's so cool looking, and it had that like almost like regal German Shepherd way about him, but it was super soft and whatever.
You know what
What's
I would
that
have?
called?
Docile?
No.
Like
friendly.
Like he was like that.
Yeah, well, but it also had the Golden Retriever, like super friendly. Yeah, whatever.
Charisma?
Who gives a shit? I'm a fucking.
You know what I would have? I would have a black wolf, an alpha black wolf, like the alpha of the wolf group.
So it would eat you at its first chance?
No. I'm its alpha, but it would be it's my bit, but it's the alpha if I'm not around.
Sure, but let me ask you this: how would you, as a dog trainer, maintain alpha over this wolf? What would you do?
Feed it.
That's not alpha. That's actually providing the dog. So he would think you're his servant.
Do you know how to alpha a dog?
Yeah, you got to break him like he's a horse.
Yeah, I'd break him like a horse.
You have little pinches on his neck and stuff.
Yeah,
like
go.
You know what they say the number one way to break any dog is? I've never tested on this dog, but I've heard people do it.
Mouth noises like Brendan just did.
Yeah, no. If you bite a dog's ear.
My friend Rob did that to his dog Mary, who was like, which, by the way, Mary, which is the most psychotic name and makes so much sense for Rob to name his dog the opposite of what he is on a daily basis, he is just the least merry human being on earth. And this was a pit bull straight out of the fucking pound. And he used to like, and the dog was nuts. He had birds and this fucking maniac pit bull running around his house and a screaming mother. It was a nightmare to go hang out at. But Rob would literally like scoop the pit bull up and start biting its ear, and then it would be like chill for the rest of the day.
Oh my god!
Yeah, super weird.
Wow. So yeah,
what's the scenario?
I'd have like a wolf.
It would have a wolf. Like White Fang. I love that movie.
Yeah, or like Into the Gray or whatever that
The Gray.
is. The Gray.
The Gray.
And he never breaks the wolf. The wolves kill him.
Well, we don't know
or
about
so
that.
we think.
Jesus
we don't
Christ. Know. Spoiler alert.
It's a great movie.
Movie came out 10
No,
years
it's not.
ago.
Yes, it is.
It is a great movie.
There's no way it's a great movie.
It's a
Have
great
you seen
movie.
It?
And it has an excellent quote in it, which is what is that fucking remember that poem that his dad wrote?
The excellent quote is my friend got raped by a black guy and I left my apartment and I wanted to kill that black motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he said that.
What a crazy quote to say while you're on promotion for a movie.
Yeah.
My aunt is his personal assistant.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Has been
That's
for like
awesome.
25 years.
Here's the quote from that the father wrote that used to write poetry or whatever that made the whole theme of the movie. They go, once more into the fray, into the last good fight I'll ever know. Live and die on this day. Live and die on this day. And then he kills a fucking wolf with his bare hands.
Dude, that ending is fucking
amazing.
No kidding. All right, I guess I'll watch this movie.
It's so good.
From the trailer, it looked terrible.
It's
awesome. I'll trust anything that Liam Neeson does.
All right. All right, fair enough. So next scenario we got from our boy Michael, no last name, just Michael. When's the last time you shit yourself, and what's the story?
I don't know.
I'll field this question.
Oh yeah, go for
it. Brendan shit himself with COVID.
Oh man, I shit myself so many times, like within the past 5 years.
Yeah.
What's the most you've ever shit in a shit yourself moment?
Dude.
That's the story I want to hear. Because I'm not like a little like fart that a little more like a shart. That's all I've ever done. I've never like logged or diarrhea'd out.
Oh
like,
man, I had to throw out my underwear once. I was on the road with Greg and Greg Stone, and we were at a brewery doing one of those Brian Broth shows. And I had just got off, and I was like, sweet. And I was like drinking a beer, and I farted, and it wasn't like a little pop. It was just like, boom. It like just shit my pants. And it was one of those where I was like, oh, that's weird. And I like felt the back of my pants, and it was like wet, you know, where it's like touching your skin and everything. And you're like, oh no. And I had to go to the bathroom.
That's a foreign substance back there.
Did you waddle?
I don't know.
And you were wearing jeans,
it was,
right?
I blacked out until.
Yeah. Oh, that is tough.
Yeah, I threw out my boxers and then I wiped and everything, and then I went up to Greg and I was like, "Dude, it was so crazy. I just shit my pants," and he had no reaction. He was like, "Oh, cool." I was like,
"It's just a normal part of Greg's day." He has no.
He's like, "Oh, the meds are working." Yeah,
yeah.
I shit myself in front of Feeney.
Yeah.
While making eye contact with Feeney. Yeah, I drank like my third green juice of the day, and I was trying to get into shape, and I was sitting there. We were
recording the podcast.
We were recording the podcast and writing. We were writing Beer Guys, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept gambling with farts, and I kept telling him that I was gambling, and the farts were putrid. Like the smell was so bad that's what pushed me to continue farting, is because it was just ruining his day. And on the third fart, I literally just went and looked at him while
he sat up, like he like jolted. I think you were wearing just like a towel and boxers too, because you were like I was getting ready to leave, and you said you were going to shower.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And you just go, "Did you just shit your pants?" you just shit your pants. And I go, get out. I kicked him. I literally kicked him out of my fucking apartment. I was like, I can't have you here. I just made eye contact with you while I shit myself. This is awful.
Laughed and laughed.
Was it a lot?
Yeah, it was a fair amount. Yeah. But I've shit myself to the point, like on a trip to like drive to a road gig, I've shit while driving and it's gone up my back because it hit the seat and went up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Why would you just pull over?
I mean, I did. I'm just saying, I didn't expect for the shit to emit itself out of my asshole in that moment. It just happened. Yeah, I literally think I was like driving, and I think I was almost like sitting on my knees, like I was so uncomfortable, and I hit something, and it was just nope. It just dropped out like Operation Dumbo drop, and it fucking just hit the seat and then back up my back.
I love the story, and I love Brendan's disgusted reaction to it, and your anger reaction to that more than any of it.
Because if Brendan was eating a Whopper while shitting himself, he would finish the burger before he wiped.
Of course.
He has some balls.
Of course.
He does have big balls.
He does.
I do got big balls.
Parmesan nuts.
Feeney,
What's the
I
scenario?
can't picture you shitting your pants.
I can. And I
can't even picture
I
you
can
with an
picture it very clearly.
What happened?
No,
do we want to go?
I just told the story. What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What?
What?
I'm
Do you
talking
not
to you,
remember
Feeney.
Feeney?
What? Feeney told the story already? Of when he shit his pants?
What's happening right now, dude?
What?
Did that honey jack just start coursing its way through your veins?
No,
Brendan's
dude, I think I
blacked
need to
out.
get my brain checked, honestly, because if you told a story about you shitting your pants, I didn't hear it at all.
Yeah, he said he sharded.
Oh, that's nothing.
I said I've never let a full log or release out, but that I've sharded like the last few years, but probably like 2 or 3 times a year.
Well,
But
as
never
you
enough.
get older, I
It's
don't know if
harder.
the sphincters around your asshole get weaker or if you just stop concentrating as much because more stuff sneaks out. Like you're just bound to shit yourself. My friend Rob shits himself a few times a week.
That's such a problem.
Yeah.
That's bad, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's hoping it'll end his life.
So what's
Right.
the scenario?
All right. From John Beatty. He upgraded, actually. He's a member of the Rosebud Baker Memorial Fund. Yay. Hell yeah, John.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Rosebud. You know, we don't miss you. John says, in an alternate universe where the 3 of you are raising a son amidst your Tiger King-esque love triangle, so all 3 of us are together raising a son, which one of you gives the sex talk? What age is the child? What do you say?
What age are we giving the sex talk?
Sex talk, yeah.
I would opt out of that.
Yeah, you would not be good to talk.
The sex talk, I'd be okay with.
I think I would be the best at that.
Yeah, I have no interest in that. So I think I would defer.
Yeah, I think,
This would be your guys's. This would be canon sex talk. When you're 10, you're gonna meet your wife.
Dude,
Just
you know
look
what's
next door.
You know what's weird is I've thought about that and what an unrealistic like example of love we're providing our child, which could like be the source of a lot of anxiety for him. Do
That's
you know what I
very
mean?
true. You
know.
should just get divorced just so it's not hard on him.
Well, we will. If this pandemic has taught me anything is possible. But especially if you forget your key while you're driving to Brooklyn to move yourself out of your apartment.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Check out Irish Goodbye Podcast to get that full story. I would wait. I mean, I plan to give my son the sex talk once he starts asking questions, and I have no problem just telling him scientifically exactly what happens. Like, you know,
What if he asks too young?
What's too young?
Remember in what was it? 40-year-old? Was it not 40-year-old virgin? What was it? What's the movie?
Knocked Up.
Was it Knocked Up? Where Judd Apatow's kids?
Yeah.
Where they're like, how do you make a baby? And they were like,
I mean,
the
the oldest kid in that movie is certainly young enough or old enough to have the conversation. She's like 7.
No way.
She's like
Yeah,
7.
That's too young.
I don't think so. I don't
That's
think
way
it's too
too
young.
young.
If they're starting to ask questions. No,
I don't think there is a too young to know. But what if
I have a huge problem with like the way America approaches this shit, because it's so puritanical and it's like this weird, like, sex is so fucking gross and it shouldn't be talked about, and or it should be hidden, and it's a weird thing that you do in private and nobody really talks about it. I think it's like way healthier to have an open and honest dialogue about it, and anytime the kid has a question, I plan to answer it. So if they're fucking 7 and they want to know, I'm not going to be like, so doggy style's my favorite position. Like, I'm not going to fill them in on like graphic, grab some hair, and then I'm going to just be like, the way you make a baby this is how a fucking baby's made.
What if he never asks and he's like 13? I mean,
I guess he found out the hard way.
We have a say in that.
Yeah, I guess he'll find out the Irish Catholic way. He'll accidentally dump a batch inside some chick and procreate. Sucks for you, kid.
Yeah. So, like 13, we'll give him the talk.
No, that's too old. I think, like, honestly,
15, 17.
I think like 10 is probably like, if they're not asking questions, that's when you sit them down and kind of, maybe even young, maybe 9. I don't know. That's when you should have a conversation.
Line it up with when you start jerking off.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think because I think that's too old to already have the conversation, because they're just doing it then. You almost want to prepare them for that and normalize that and just say, hey, these are the urges you're going to start feeling. They might not be there yet, but it's going to be there. It's going to be super confusing. It's going to be an avalanche of shit that you're going to be like, you're going to be turned on. You're going to be angry. You're going to be, mood swings, all that shit. But I think like, to prepare them for it instead of just being there once it happens to almost like correct and navigate. I almost feel like that's too late.
I would like to see Feeney try to give the birds and the bees talk to a kid.
I mean, I don't know. Granted, I've never done it, so I don't know what it's like.
I think you'd be good at it.
Yeah, I just feel like
I feel like Feeney would be a little
embarrassed
cold
by it.
about it.
Just do your impression. You're building up to a bit. Just do the thing that you want to do. You're like,
I'm also waiting.
And I think it would sound a little something.
Do you think Feeney would do like a crazy thing? Like,
no, I don't have an impression for it.
And I think it would go a little something like this.
I was kind of hoping that I would bring up the premise and one of you would grab it.
That's what I saw. Feeney's hilarious because he thought you had a fully formed thought. I knew that you were hoping we would just comedically pick up the alley-oop.
Yeah, if you know me well enough, I would have done it immediately after bringing it up. It would have. I
was trying to give you credit.
I was trying to give you credit for being able to think on the fly.
Dumb me. Never again.
All right, so let's go to the next scenario. That was a good one.
John, one more.
Yeah, we got it. This is the last Patreon question anyway, so this is super fun. We did one of ours, and then
one of them, and then one of mine.
No. Go ahead.
No, let's save some of yours for later. We're running pretty hot on this one. This has been a great ep. All right, let me see here. Sorry, just lost it for a second. John says, if you had to eat one food only for the remainder of your life, and that food kept you in peak physical condition, what would you choose? Note, the food must be specific, i.e. Fruity Pebbles is acceptable, whereas cereal is not.
I know the answer to this.
I do too.
Come on.
I'm going to say it before Brendan says it. I don't know what Brendan's going to say, but I'm thinking if I have to survive off it, so it's got to be somewhat, and it's every single meal of my life, I'm going with peanut butter.
Peanut butter is great
because it's healthy and fatty and
no, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's healthy because the food is guaranteed to keep you in top physical condition. So it's actually like if you wanted to eat chocolate for the rest of your life, which that would be difficult to choke down, but if you wanted to, that would give you abs in this reality.
Still peanut butter. I love peanut butter.
No kidding.
Great.
Or maybe Ben and Jerry's half baked.
Really?
Okay.
But I mean, like sustenance. My pick.
But you said it's substancing me.
No, I know, but I'm just talking about. I don't know what that was, but I picked it up and ran with it.
Yeah.
But I like
good alley-oop partner.
Yeah, you got that right. I YesN no matter what, to my own detriment, to be honest. I would pick like a number 6 from Wendy's, the spicy chicken combo.
You can't have that. You wouldn't be able to have that 3 times a day, dude.
I guarantee you I would.
You know that,
and I did. And I have
throat grease that you get after you have the French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not 18 anymore. It's different when you're 18. You can fucking just eat it and be like, "It's great. Let's have another one." When you're 30, you fucking eat a Big Mac and you're like, "Ugh."
But you're missing the whole.
I get that I would still
premise.
be in peak physical form, but that doesn't mean you're not going to feel full and gross.
No, of course it does. Because if you're in peak physical form, then you're automatically feeling great after you eat it. It's more of a taste thing. It's what can you stomach every single day
you
as
could
the
still
thing you
be
taste.
You could still be in peak physical form, but also feel the side effects of the meal that you're eating.
Look at The Rock.
Yeah. What about him?
When he does his cheat
Let's
Sundays.
just look at him.
Yeah, just look at him.
Honestly, if you guys just want to look at The Rock's Instagram for the rest of this episode, I'm down. I'm down to turn this show off and put his show on.
But yeah, the peanut butter is the only thing I can think of that I would eat that you can eat so many different ways that it's like, even if it's like pizza, no, like after 2 slices of pizza, I'm going to get acid reflux at night. I can't have Italian food because again, it'll be like spaghetti and meatballs. It's like, it's one of my favorite meals, but to have it every meal, like breakfast, it's like, that's tough. Wendy's for breakfast is a brutal thing, followed by lunch Wendy's and dinner Wendy's.
Yeah, I could easily do it. I literally would have no problem doing that. I feel like I did do it for 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
What about you?
I could do that too. I don't know. Now that you said all that, all my answers are gone. Everything that I was thinking was like
First
so
was
bad for
burger,
you.
right?
What?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter that it's bad for you. You got to take the
Just the way-
exercise
no,
for
but
what
it
it
makes
is.
you
Itis.
feel after.
You still get the itis.
Yeah, but people say you can't function on weed, and I'm perfectly fine when I smoke. Like, you just got to fight through. The itis is a mindset, my friend. It's the oppressor trying to oppress you.
Certainly not. It's an absolute physical. But Brendan, remember when we were in Orion Diner? We both ate cheeseburger deluxes. We got bacon. We were starving, and we were like, all we want is cheeseburger deluxes, and we ate it so fast. And then you and I just sat there and tried to breathe for 40 minutes. Like,
my answer, to be honest. A bacon cheeseburger.
The Orion Diner cheeseburger.
The Orion bacon cheeseburger.
That's the itis.
I don't know. Peanut butter is a good one. Now I don't know. It was going to be either bacon cheeseburger or like a filet mignon, but you can't have that for breakfast.
Yeah, you can. It's just steak and eggs.
You could have that before Wendy's.
Oh yeah, filet mignon then.
Breakfast Wendy's would be fucking great.
It's a little bothering me that the way Brendan says it really sounds like he's saying flaming yon.
Yeah, that is what he's saying.
I'll have a filet mignon. That's
it's
my
flaming.
Hey, Brendan, spell filet mignon.
It's a gay German guy named Jan.
Flaming yon.
Yeah, flaming Jan.
Brendan,
I was gonna say it was my gay Asian friend in middle school. Oh, that's not filet mignon.
Brendan, spell filet mignon.
FLAIOT. Filet.
FLI. Did you put an O in there?
Yeah.
This is the craziest example of retardation I've ever seen.
But that's spelled weirdly.
It's not.
It's not. Say it. Spell it again.
Filet.
First,
Filet.
Say pronounce both words.
Filet.
Right.
Mignon.
Okay.
Now say the first word slowly.
Filet.
Right.
Okay.
Now spell it.
Spell it.
F.
Yes.
No,
L.
it's PH.
Everybody knows L.
No.
Not L. It's never been L.
Oh, FI.
Yes.
L.
Yes.
Yes. Don't guess. Know it.
E.
Yes.
P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now?
How did you go from FLAIO apostrophe R?
I was just saying letters at a start. I literally wasn't even thinking. I was like looking at my phone, just.
And now spell mignon.
M.
Mm-hmm.
I.
Yeah.
N.
No.
I don't know, man.
Do you know the way you'll remember this forever? Besides this public shaming, is if.
Well, you haven't really taught me anything except shame.
Well, I'm gonna teach you right now.
Honestly, that's a really important lesson for you.
Yeah.
If you don't think I'm feeling shame every minute of the day, then you got another thing. Come on.
But that's good. It means we're doing our job as teachers.
Have you ever seen the movie Juana Man?
Yes.
No.
Well, there's this scene where Tommy Davidson is trying to hit on Juana Man, who he doesn't know yet is a 6'10" black man, and and they're out to dinner, and he's trying to be fancy, so he decides he's like, I'm gonna order the filet mignon. So with that said, filet mignon. Now spell it.
MIG.
Yep.
NON. O-N.
Attaboy.
Filet mignon, baby. Filet mignon.
Yeah. Congrats, Brendan. I'm
I'll
very
spell
happy
anything,
for you.
dude.
You
Yeah,
won't.
as long as you phonetically
Spell
say
necessary.
Ooh.
I think that was the episode.
That was it.
That's the end of the episode,
all right,
everybody.
you don't want to take a shot at necessary?
N-E,
Yep.
obviously.
Yeah. That's what he says when he has to think.
Yeah.
N-E-S. C. N-E-C.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ness. N-E-C-E.
Okay.
N-E-C-E. S-S-I. I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know, man.
It's just I
You
know
went
what
to
happens to
college?
Brendan. No, Brendan has a learning
spell it.
disability. I think that's what's showing its face here. Is
I
that,
have
like
I have a disability.
you definitely do have a disability, dude, because
Yeah.
you lose track of yourself very easily in the middle of words. Like when
Yeah.
you're trying to spell it, you're like then all of a sudden you're in the forest and you forget which way you were walking.
All right, you spell it.
Necessary.
Yes. Can I tell you this? What was so funny today? So Brendan posted a video of him doing stand up, and the captions had the spelling errors. But it was an old video that he posted a few weeks ago that we were shaming him for, being like, it's a great video, you're killing, but it's riddled with spelling errors. And you go, fuck, I tried so hard on this one too. And like the first word's like, do you guys remember? But it's like, do you guys remember or something like that?
It was spelled like Justy's foot tattoo.
And so I don't know what that smelled like.
She's such a dummy. Justy Dodge, a comedian. Again, Patreon, keep it behind the paywall, baby. She spelled her fucking stupid foot tattoo remember.
Oh,
Ooh.
no.
Yeah, so remember how to spell remember, you dusty bitch.
So, but what was funny was
Ugh.
Brendan reposted it, and I go, Brendan, you didn't change any of you didn't fix the captions of the spelling. You had to do
I forgot that they were there.
But that's not what you said. That's not what you said. He writes back and he goes, oh shit, I didn't remember there were spelling errors, and he spelled remember perfectly that time, but he spelled it wrong 4 times in a minute video.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Good for you.
Guys, that was the show.
Yeah,
And
that was the
so,
episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for another. This was so fun. What's the scenario?
Let's thank some new patrons. What do you think about that?
Oh, hell yeah. Let's
that.
do it. Let's shout these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Ow.
So I think since our last episode recorded, I think we have a few. I think we have a bunch actually. So we have Alexander Singer, $5 a month, cool dudette with with a big D. Thank you, Alexander.
Cool dude or dudette.
True. We have Kevin Donahue, another cool
Fucking
dude.
Irishman, Kevin Donahue.
KD.
A cool dudette with a big D. And then we got Megan, which was a genderless icon with a hammer. Thank you, Megan. Love
Gang,
you.
gang with your giant
Old
clit.
Meggie.
Unless you're one of those people that pronounce your name Megan, in
Old
which case
Maggie. Eesh.
let's work on that. Christopher Battaglia. He's
Hell
a
yeah,
cool-
Chrissy
cool-
B. I love Chris. That's
cool
John's brother.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Crumb Bum. $5 a month, cool dudette with the big D. Thank you,
Dude,
Crumb
thank
Bum.
you for coming over from Bobby Kelly's Patreon. He was.
Oh yeah.
He was watching when we were on that show. So thank you very much for coming on over from that.
Thank you, Crumb Bum. And last but not least, we have Daniela Goodman, who is currently in the cool dudette with the big D, but she's pledging $15 a month, which I'll remind you doesn't exist. But
no, she's in Genderless Icon, isn't she?
no,
she's in
we
the
gotta
10?
change that. No, she's in cool dudette.
That's cool. So she signed up for the least content and is paying kind of right in the middle.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to transfer you over. We'll figure that out. But thank you to all our new patrons. We really appreciate you. You guys, we've only been doing this like 5 weeks, and we've already grown. We just tell more people about it, and we appreciate you guys so much because all this is really, really helping us out, especially during this time where we have no stand-up. It's
killer.
one of our only means of income. So
And we love doing it. This show is so much fucking fun. I'm having the time of my life.
It really is. And we also have like some very, very interesting and big developments in the works with this podcast that we can't disclose at the moment. But it's going to be really exciting news. And we're glad that you guys are getting in on the fucking ground floor of this. So tell some more people if you think they'll enjoy it. Listen to Garbage Days podcast. Listen to Irish Goodbye podcast. Follow us on
let's give a quick let's give a quick shout out also. Sarah Hagen Miller, she upgraded to the Rosebud Memorial Fund tier, which is great. Also our boy Mike Lee, who is on the front lines of the COVID stuff. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. He also then transferred into our Rosebud Baker Memorial Fund.
Absolutely.
So we're rocking and rolling, man. We're keeping it, a couple people weirdly enough just dropped out of this and said, without much of a reason, but said we weren't delivering on our promises, which I think we're putting out almost too much content for you guys to keep track of. However, we're completely malleable as always, taking your suggestions, anything you guys want to hear on the show, we are into doing within reason. Obviously, Brendan's not going to shove something in his apartment up his bum.
Well, let's not seal the contract on that just yet.
Don't put the cart before my asshole.
Put the cart in my asshole.
Yeah. But either way, guys, this is so much fun. Thank you so much for everybody who's a part of this community, and tell your friends.
And one last, if I could be selfish just for a second here, I just put my special, my first album, Rage Against the Routine. I put it out as a little special 3-camera shoot on my YouTube channel, completely free. So you guys, please go check that out at Mike Finney Comedy on YouTube.
Post it on the Patreon. Just post the link.
Oh, perfect.
You might as well. Fuck yeah. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.
Here we